Once upon a time in a quiet valley, wrapped by green hills, there was a small African village where people lived close to the earth. Children laughed in the dusty paths, goats wandered freely, and every evening smoke curled from cooking fires, rising like prayers into the white sky. Among the villagers lived a young woman named Lina. She was beautiful, so beautiful that travelers often stopped just to watch her pass. Her skin glowed like polished cocoa, and her smile was bright as the morning sun. But Lina's heart carried a secret weakness: she was proud. Whenever kind young men came to her home with gifts and respectful words, Lina would listen, smile politely, and shake her head. "He is kind," she would whisper to herself, "but not handsome enough." Her mother, Mama Sod, watched with worry. She would sit beside Lina at dusk, weaving baskets as the shadows grew long. "My daughter," Mama Sod would say, "beauty is like a river. One day it shines, another day it dries. Look for a man with a good heart. That is what lasts." But Lina only laughed softly. "Mama, I deserve someone special. I will know him when I see him." One warm evening, as the sun slipped behind the hills, Lina walked alone to gather firewood. The forest edge was golden with late light, and a cool breeze stirred the tall grass. Suddenly, she felt eyes on her. From between the trees stepped a man unlike any she had ever seen. He was tall and graceful, wearing clothes that shimmered like mist in sunlight. His smile made the air around him feel warm. "Good evening, Lina," he said, his voice smooth as honey. Lina's heart jumped. "Do I know you?" she asked. "Not yet," the stranger replied, bowing slightly. "But I have searched the earth for you. I am the one meant to be your husband." Lina stared, dazzled. Here, at last, was the perfection she had imagined. He offered his hand. Without thinking, she placed hers in his cool palm. He led her into the forest. As they walked, the trees grew closer together. The soft orange light faded until everything was washed in silver. "Where is your village?" Lina asked, brushing a branch aside. "Just beyond the river," the man answered with a quiet smile. "My home waits on the other side." They walked on until they reached a broad river blanketed in mist. The water lay still, as if the world itself was holding its breath. A small wooden boat waited at the bank. The man guided Lina inside and stepped after her. That was when she noticed, his feet hardly disturbed the water. A cold shiver ran down her spine. She wrapped her fingers around the leather cord on her neck, a keepsake from her late father. "Why is it so silent here?" she asked softly. "Because my land is a place of peace," the man said, eyes shining pale as the moon. The boat began to glide across the river on its own. The air grew colder with every heartbeat. Halfway across, Lina looked again at her companion. To her horror, the edges of his body were fading, turning thin as smoke. The handsome face she had admired stretched unnaturally, the smile twisting wider than any human smile should. Where eyes had been, two dark hollows glowed faintly. A whisper stirred inside Lina's heart, a voice as gentle as a breeze. "Turn back, my child." It sounded like her father's voice, warm and strong. The leather cord against her skin grew hot, as if alive. Lina gasped. "Who are you?" she demanded, voice trembling. The man's form flickered, then hardened into a grinning skull, empty sockets burning with cold fire. "I am the one who waits beyond," he hissed, voice now sharp and echoing. "You came willingly. You are mine." Fear flooded her, but love for her mother, for the laughter of the village, for the life she had yet to live, rose higher. "No," she shouted. "I choose life." Gathering every ounce of strength, Lina leapt from the boat into the icy river. The water closed around her like a fist, dragging her down. She kicked hard, lungs screaming, fighting toward the faint glow of the shore. Behind her, the ghost let out a furious howl. The mist spun into a dark spiral, pulling him back into shadow until his voice was nothing but an echo. Lina broke the surface, gasping, and crawled onto the bank, shivering and soaked. She ran through the forest, branches whipping her arms. At last she saw the familiar shapes of huts glowing in firelight. Mama Sod was outside, well written across her face. When she saw Lina, she rushed forward, wrapping her daughter in a warm embrace. "My child. Where have you been?" Lina clung to her, tears mixing with river water. "Mama. I almost lost myself. I followed a man, but he was not a man at all." Mama Sod held her tighter, rocking gently. "You are safe now. The ancestors brought you back." That night, wrapped in dry cloth by the fire, Lina stared at the flames. She thought of the stranger's empty eyes and the cold river that nearly kept her forever. She understood something deep and clear: a pretty face can hide danger. True love is found in kindness, in safety, in the warmth of someone who wants you to live. From that day, Lina listened when her mother spoke. She laughed again, but her laughter carried wisdom. And when suitors came, she looked beyond handsome smiles to see the heart inside. And so the story travels from mouth to mouth, reminding us: be careful with sweet words and lovely faces. Look deeper, for not every shining smile belongs to the living.